bonus engrams a little bit, and how we're going to be reworking those even more with Renegades launches to feed into that idea of like, look at all these things in the portal. I know if I go and gobble up all the green engrams, I'm accelerating on my power climb, and that's much easier and clearer for players to understand. But the other place that we've been getting a ton of feedback on, and we're going to be making changes to, is the weekly conquests, basically. So right now, we have the concept of the conquest as a milestone on your seasonal power journey, and it gives you like a massive, like big dump of rewards. We are going to be making those we're going to be making it repeatable, but then there's going to be a weekly reward for them. There's no way for us, honestly, to balance the crazy amount of rewards you get from the milestones, but we're going to make sure we incentivize them and create a weekly version as
and we actually have a change going live today to make conquests repeatable, but the rewards component is what we need to focus on for a future update.
Yeah, and Dylan, you and I were talking about this a bunch over the last couple of days.
Because from what everybody's saying on YouTube, it doesn't look like it's doing the opposite of what you're saying.
North Star for that. The other big thing too that we've been listening to feedback on, we're moving really, really fast on right now, is
you might want to fix that, Budgie. I'm just saying, like everybody on YouTube is saying it's broken. So
to set expectations here,
just thought I'd put that out there, just so Budgie knows what they're dealing with. Because some of the stuff they're saying is not matching with what the game's doing.
Right? Again, we want this weekly reset. We want you to clearly know when you log in. Here's a bunch of stuff to look forward to play with your friends and others. The reason I have to set expectations, though, is like we hear the feedback about wanting the gear reprised from raids and dungeons. Dylan, if we could just like flip a switch and make that happen, I think we'd be more than happy to do that. But it's just not that simple. There's a bunch of work that goes into actually creating the new gear and the gear tiers, and so we are going to be looking to make the reward experience of Legacy and Raid dungeons better as time goes on. Our first focus is making it fit into that weekly reset and into that power climb.
Yeah. And we have our first step today with dungeon layers. In the portal, there are going to be three encounters coming from Legacy dungeon content. You can get power bumps from those. You can get portal gear from those, but we hear the feedback on general rewards.
Yes.
So,
yeah. We're gonna be looking to add more to this, like what this weekly ritual feels like. These are the areas we are targeting initially here for Renegades.
All right, so let's move on to our final two subjects. Really are centered around sandbox.
Yeah.
First of which is going to be build crafting, and then the second is around just our general approach to balance.
Okay,
so we have another list here of
exotic weapons and other featured gear, enhanced legendary weapon tiers in Shadow Order, which, by the way, that's the next big free update coming sometime. I think it's February. They said they were bringing it out.
We hear y'all. Like we hear
Sunset Fear gear score bonus, more vote space. Thank God they've listened to that. Improved swords and infiltrated. Pause non-critical nerfs and balance changes.
So the class items, your prismatic
whether they've actually done that remains to be seen.
You don't have to worry about it anymore. You're not having to think about
upcoming super and subclass
what build you want to craft, right? The other thing that we've been listening to a lot when it comes to the gear chase is like, hey, you might earn a tier 1, 2, or 3 weapon, a roll of a weapon you really love, your personal god roll, or the community saying this is a god roll, and you're looking at that and you're like, man, it's cool, but like it's not that top tier, right? And so in Shadow and Order, which is our major update coming after Renegades, you're going to be able to enhance the tier of your legendary weapons all the way from tier 1 to tier 5 with a new currency and a new feature that we're building for those. Again, this is all about expanding that gear chase.
Yeah, and before we get ahead of ourselves, like as a player, and I'm guessing in chat, people are saying, oh, so I should be keeping my tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 weapons. Where am I going to put these? What's going on with vault space?
Yeah, so with Renegades, we are going to give you more vault space. That is the thing we're going to be doing. And also, the team is working on a pretty big update to improve the sorting and filtering of just using your vault in-game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have many more details in the coming weeks and months when we get this roadmap together. But
we'll say, I'm hoping the vault space works,
and
they don't bug it. Please don't, because you've already upset people with Action Iron, and that would be the last thing you want to do.
Intrinsic bonus that you get for wearing that gear. I guess it's extrinsic because we're asking you to put it on. But anyway, if you have it on, you get a score bonus in the portal, which means you're not only thinking about like activity customization, your build, but also now you have to think about the score too, and like, should I wear this or not in order to chase the high score? And for the vast majority of the experiences in the portal, we think that's just too much complexity right now. And so we are sunsetting that idea. And so again, this is going to drastically open up the space for you to basically use whatever you want in the vast majority of things you play inside of the portal when you're chasing gear and doing that power climb.
Yeah. And a North Star for this, when y'all were talking about it, we've had a ton of conversations with the dev team, is like, there's a lot of feeling of, I'm playing Destiny the wrong way, and this was contributing to it because I had to think, oh, if I put this armor on, it's wrong. This helps that out and gets you into the fun faster.
Yes, so. And then, like, we do believe and see a space for ways to highlight gear and exotics and things like that, you know, stuff we've done with the artifact for a while now. We want it to be part of the game because I think, you know, pushing people off of the super hot stuff is really healthy sometimes to just have more fun and experiment with things. But we know that we need to find ways to make this feel like a bonus and more excitement to do it versus what we currently have now, which is why we're making these changes.
Awesome. Yeah, and then our last section here for quality of life, let's talk about sandbox balance. Y'all have been really taking a lot of the feedback to heart since the announce of quite a few nerfs and some balancing, and you have some new approaches to philosophy when it comes to this.
Yeah, so at the top here, one of the things we're doing is we're upgrading our internal process for kind of how we evaluate our buff and nerf policies, and also the timing of which when we go out and do those. And so a big part of that here through Renegades launch is going to be non-critical balance changes are on pause right now. And so this is partially in reaction to obviously some of the sentiment around some of the changes we're making, but it's giving time for us to make sure that when we do start to do more balance updates a little more frequently again, we communicate honestly. We just need to do a better job about communicating about why we're changing something and some of the intent behind it. And the reason I speak about this, yeah, because you asked me this a couple times in our rehearsal, Dylan. It's like, what does non-critical mean? Sorry, I'm taking your words here.
No.
I'm just on a roll. We really want to make sure that we're still making balance changes, or, you know, if we have to ban something for that epic raid race or the dungeon race that's going to happen with Renegades, right? The quality of that experience is incredibly important to us, and we know it's incredibly important to y'all. And so, again, we're putting a pause on nerfs and balance changes for now, but if we really need to change something because it's critical for those upcoming events, we'll make changes.
Yeah. And ultimately, it's like, there's some things where you watch somebody go on a Titan and kill a raid boss in 2 punches, like, that's critical. That needs to be toned down or balanced around. But other things, like, we actually have a list here of, we announced some changes or nerfs
we'll see what happens.
Because last week we were talking about
because anything can happen between now and, like, you know, not just the epic raid, but also the dungeon itself. The dungeon itself is likely going to come out just before Christmas anyway, because, I mean, chances are they're going to get most of the important stuff done before Christmas, because, I mean, they're only going to have, like, what, 3 weeks in December to release, like, the dungeon and the dawning stuff.
So we've got some
they're going to have a Christmas break by the end of December anyway, so
that are going to be coming.
Most of the important stuff's going to be during the first 3 weeks of December, if anything.
A little more closely, actually, in the last 24 hours.
Big thank you to Ben Womack, Eric Smith, Sandbox team. A couple notes, like, we saw a thread where folks were saying, hey, the original 3 supers that launched with Destiny 11 years ago, happy birthday.
Yeah.
They feel a bit undertuned. And I saw a note where it's like, Word of Dawn, Titan Bubble. That needs to be brought up. Golden Gun. I know Warlocks are getting some ability changes too.
So turret changes coming very soon.
And grenades and other things too outside of turrets. So we will have a full list over the coming weeks. And honestly, it may build. We need to get our roadmap together so we know exactly which hot fixes, updates they're going to be rolling out in. But yeah, we'll be as transparent as possible with you. So to really end it and get into the awesome Ash and Iron content, thank you again to everybody that's been giving us feedback. Thank you to everybody that's been playing and diving into all the changes.
But but the problem is,
and we're going to be doing
there's
that.
Still issues,
and now we're getting through the
people are upset.
And we're executing on a bunch of changes over the next few updates and beyond Renegades. So, Robbie, thank you for joining us. As we're going into Ash and Iron, we got to get the couch full of new devs. So, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. And yeah, we're listening, and we're going to keep responding to the feedback. So thank you all so much. And yeah, let's get some more people on the couch. I've been talking too much.
Yeah, you brought up Vidoc. We have a trailer for Ash and Iron to roll.
Let's do it.
The Conductor's forces are rampant to the Plaguelands.
So this is the content they're launching with Ash and Iron. The content I wanted to check out, because I love the Plaguelands, and I'm happy we're getting the Plaguelands back. Yeah, there's lots of cool weapons coming out, isn't there? Even though the downside is that the new Sturm archetype isn't working as intended. Apparently some of the weapons are bugged. So it's a bit annoying that things are broken. So I might give it a few more days to see if they'll fix it. And then hopefully some of the issues will be resolved and we can go back to... Hopefully things can go back to like good normal again.
All right, welcome back. In about 20 minutes, the content from that trailer is going live. Let's talk about Ash and Iron. We have a bunch of really cool stuff coming with a new activity called Reclaim. We have a new introductory activity that's going to be giving you some insight into the narrative. We also have an exotic mission coming in October. Team's finishing up on that, and we're super excited for the weapon that's associated with that. And we actually have some updates to recurring events like Iron Banner, Arms Week, Festival of the Lost, and more. So without further ado, hello, welcome to our couch, wonderful developers. Some of you have been here before, but Noah, first on the couch, this is your first time.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah, welcome. For folks to learn who you are,
yeah.
Who are you? What do you do? What's your title?
Yeah, my name's Noah Pearson. I'm an associate sandbox designer here at Bungie. While my title is like officially
I'm
working on
not
the
going to be
armor
funny,
team,
but I feel like this guy looks like Bife.
You find me more commonly working
like,
on the seasonal artifacts.
You
like
can see what I was thinking, right? The fact that he looks like my name is Bife.
But I've also branched out and I've got.
He really does look like Bife, doesn't he?
Well.
Awesome.
It just feels weird to see somebody who looks like Bife in the Bungie team, and then sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, is that Bife?
I'm Jerome.
Is Bife a member of the team now?
Lead, so we do the lore, we do the dialogue, we do the cutscenes, and we plan the overall story for Destiny 2.
Awesome. Last but not least, Clayton.
Hey.
Welcome back. I believe you were last here for Revenant and Into the Light.
Yep.
Yeah. For folks that may have missed out on those streams, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a design lead here for the activities and events area on Destiny 2, and in the past I've been an activity designer or feature owner for activities like Onslaught or Coil or Seraph Shield.
And this is the new activity that not many people like, surprisingly.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
But I'm just happy because we got the Plaguelands in. So I mean, I'm looking at this as like I'm a Plaguelands fan, so it's understandable why I'm going to be excited.
Maya Sundaresh, the conductor, has somewhat overextended herself on Kepler during the events of Edge of Fate. And she foolishly tried to meddle in the affairs of the Nine and essentially assassinated 3 of the 9, which is the 3 of Earth.
3 being a single entity, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's going to have huge knock-on effects for the people of Earth in physics and chemistry, and we'll hear a lot more about that in Renegades. But for now, Maya is somewhat depleted, right? And she is starting to lose control over her collective. She's starting to bleed individuals at the edges of her collective, and those are the pants-wearing, poker-playing Vex that you saw.
Crime. Yeah.
Exactly. And so she needs to reassert control over her collective. And in order to do that, she needs a signal boost to maximize the power of her waning Echo of Command. And the best tool for that job is, of course, Golden Age tech. And the best place to find Golden Age tech is in the Vanguard Vault, which is why Ash and Iron which is more about. That's going to be a not sufficient plan. So she will need fully functional war set to really expand her reach, and that's in the Plaguelands, which is where most of Ash and Iron takes place.
Awesome. So speaking of the smash and grab, when players first sign in for Ash and Iron, they're going to see a node that they can launch for the introductory mission. It's not auto-launched. You're going to select it, jump in when you're ready, but after that, you'll hop into Reclaim. Those are going to be some new activities. And Clayton, let's get a quick overview. What are players seeing on the screen?
Yeah, so Reclaim is our new 3-player activity. It comes with 3 different
variants.
It's a little annoying
it's only 3 players. It would have been nice if it was more than 3 players. I really wish we could have more 6-player stuff. Because I enjoyed the 6